If it's like that, then it's like that. Got you lighting up like lightning. I smack it up, get feisty. Can't sabotage me, I said you gon' tell the world they flaws you. Thankful for when you're nauseous. You're a good girl, but you're naughty.
Thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. You're listening to Rich Talk with Chari G, and I'm your host, Chari. Here with me is my co-host for the night.
Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Dira.
Here on Rich Talk Radio, we're bringing you topics to help you navigate as you elevate into your own rich being. We're going to get into some juicy, hot topics, what's hot, what's not, who's making noise this week, and highlighting businesses that you can tap into. Which brings us to our sponsors today, House of Silk, specializing in aesthetics. That's your facials, your waxing, skin treatments, and all of your self-care needs. You can find them on Instagram at House of Silk. That's HAUS_OFSILK. And today we're going to be discussing the importance of shedding dead weight as you elevate. So let's jump right in. All right, dear, what does shedding dead weight mean to you?
To me, shedding dead weight means, I guess, just letting go of things that are not serving you or that's holding you back from being your full potential self.
Yeah, so I do feel you on that, because shedding dead weight to me means basically getting rid of things and people that don't fit into the next chapter of my life.
Yeah, like you got to think about like a caterpillar, right? You have to shed, you have to get into that cocoon in order for your wings to fly and flourish. You have to get up out of that cocoon. And a lot of things in your life can kind of like suck you in to only being in one state. You know, you might have some people around you that always giving you doubt or not uplifting you. And it's kind of like gets into your subconscious and you kind of like hold that in and you start to embody that self-doubt. So it's very important to be able to kind of see it, recognize it, and separate yourself from that mind state.
Yeah, because that's one of the worst mind states to be in. And I like that analogy, the butterfly analogy, because that is the true definition of shedding dead weight that may not be good for you and flourishing into your true potential self. So I honestly can agree with you on that. Sometimes it can be hard, shedding dead weight. You may not want to see people for who they really are or what they don't bring to the table, or whether they're supporting you or whether they're not supporting you. So sometimes it can be hard, especially when you have ties with people and you've been dealing with these people for a long time, and it's kind of like you just giving them the benefit of the doubt. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt. You don't want to cut them off because you have a little bit of history with them, or you don't want to cut them off because you love them, and then whole time they could just be a hindrance to your elevation.
And it's really hard to recognize that, but also it's really hard to actually let go, you know?
Yeah.
And then you also, when it comes to relationships with people, you have to do it in a way where they know that it's from love, you know? Like, oh, I'm not separating myself from you because of any other reason other than it's something important that I really need to do, and you're not seeing my vision. And it's okay. Everybody's not going to see your vision.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody's not going to be able to understand where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
But that's when you have to hone in and really take care of yourself.
And then to piggyback off what you said, that's 100% true. Everybody is not going to see your vision the way you see it. Everybody is not going to believe in your vision the way you believe in your vision. So let's say if I have a goal and I know that it's something that I want to do, and every time I set a goal, it's negative blowback or no support or minimizing what I'm trying to do. That can be very discouraging. You need to cut those people off. Those are the people that you don't really need in your corner. If every time something is going good for me, or I have something that I'm trying to strive to get to, and all I hear is discouraging words, or maybe they might not even be discouraging words, but they're not encouraging. That can be that's dead weight to me.
Yeah, and that dead weight, holding on to that dead weight can really get you off of your path.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. So how do you know when someone or something is dead weight? How do you know that?
It's really hard to look at because certain instances, they might not be dead weight. They just might not be in your corner at that time. But those friends who never support you, and it don't even have to be people. It could be things. You might have this car that you bought 5-8 years ago, and it always breaks down. It always breaks down, but you keep trying to fix it. You're putting so much energy and money into fixing this car when really you need to let that car go and get a new car that's going to serve you and that's going to get you to where you need to be right then. You got to worry about pumping your tire with air.
That's me with my tires, girl. That's you. You saying a message. You saying you. That's a message.
Now listen, I am a procrastinator. Everybody, I had a couple weeks ago. I had this one tire on my car that just would not stay pumped up with air. I knew it was a leak, but I just wanted to keep holding on because I didn't want to spend the money to get a new tire. But that's another thing. Like, you shed the dead weight, you get rid of that old tire, get your new tire, and get back on the road and keep rolling.
I like that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Sometimes it can be hard to realize what's dead weight, but it's not impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So I know when someone or something is dead weight when it doesn't add value to my life. It doesn't add value to my life. So if I can continue my day, my one day, the next day, the day after that, if I can continue my day without, thinking about you or wanting to reach out to you, I feel like that's when I start to notice that it may be some separation there, and it's time for me to cut dead weight off. Yeah,
that can be a clear indication. People that I guess they're not really in your close circle, because we all want to find our tribe, but like they always say, some people are just seasonal.
Seasonal. Those are the worst. Or sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it is very hard for me to see when something or someone is dead weight that needs to be shed. Sometimes I just want to hold on to those bonds, or memories, hold on to those memories, or just try to overlook it because you may have history with this person, or you may have history with this thing. So sometimes it is very hard to want to just sever those ties. But in the end, if that's what's best, that's what's best.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people get caught up in feeling like they're obligated to be or to have this person around them because maybe there was a time where you needed them and they came through, or they always had your back on certain things. That is very difficult. But you also have to kind of realize that you're not obligated for other people to ride with you to your success, especially if they don't want that success for you.
Yeah.
You know how you call somebody, you let them know something's really positive is going on in your life, and they give you this dry reaction, they're really uninterested in anything that you have to say about it. They don't check up on you, they don't ask if you need help with anything. That is also a clear indication that, hey, this person might not be the one for me.
Yes. If you're never in my corner rooting for me, and it seems like every time I have something good to tell you, it's a minimization of what I said, or, oh, okay, you're little this or you're little that. That's a clear indication that this person may not have my best interest at heart. I only want to be around people that have my best interest at heart, because I don't live my life like that. I never want to be dead weight in someone's life. If I'm here and I'm in your life, I'm here and I'm in your life for a reason. Right. So I try to come with good intentions, positive vibrations, so I don't end up being someone's dead weight.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to think about it in a perspective in, you know, I can't always come through for you if you're not always coming through for me. I can't always celebrate your happiness if you don't want to celebrate my happiness. I can't be in your corner if you're never in my corner. And sometimes it's hard to let that go. But once you let it go, you feel so much better.
Right, because you can never make room for improvements, and you can never make room for new opportunities if you keep holding on to that baggage.
I believe that is 100% correct. Baggage is the worst. Baggage is the worst.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. Like, who wants to carry all of that, all these people on your back, and, you know what I'm saying, they're not helping you elevate to the next thing. A real friend will try to find ways to make your road easier.
Yes.
You know, like, I have a friend, like, whenever I'm looking for a job or whatever, he'll send me links, you know, to new jobs that's in my professional field. That is a good friend to keep in your circle. That is somebody that you want to have. Not the person that, you're not, you know, you're not working right now or whatever, and they inviting you out to go spend money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They only want to hang out with you for the turn up. They're not trying to, you know what I'm saying, actually like invest in your life or really trying to be there, being a supporting character in your life.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So that comes into knowing who your real friends are and who's your party friends.
Right.
So you got your real friends who gon' be there for you through thick, through thin, through sickness and health, when you're sad, when you're happy, when you have small victories, when you have big victories. Those are the friends that you need in your corner.
Right.
And then you have your party friends who they sometimes may have the characteristics of a real friend, but not really. You can always find a fault. You know, a fault in the friendship. Like those type of friends, they only want to go out when it benefits them, or they only want to show up when it benefits them, or they only want to come around when it's time to party, or they want to come around when it's time to drink. And it's never, hey, let's go fill out this job application. Hey, you want to go back and you want to give to the less fortunate? It's never anything positive. Sometimes it can be, but most times it's not. And those are the friends that I tend to kind of like, not even friends, just people that I tend to kind of navigate away from. You know, I don't need those type of people in my corner. Like, I want to be able to do everything under the sun. I want to be able to party with you. I want to be able to make money with you. I want to be able to celebrate your victories. I want my victories to be celebrated with you. And when it comes down to it, everybody is not going to be in your corner. Everybody is not going to be there for your winning season.
But you know what? You said it when you said they don't reciprocate the same energy that you give into them. You know, you got to watch out for energy feeders, you know, people who only want you around because you make them feel good, but they're not sympathetic to you and your situation. You know? They don't check on you. You know, we're in the middle of a pandemic. They don't check on you, make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying? If anything happens, you can't reach out to them, you know, or you won't hear from them for a while. That's your dead weight. That's your dead weight right there.
Yeah, and that's the weight that needs to be shedded.
Cut them off.
Cut them off, cut them off, cut them off, cut them people off, cut that thing off, cut the tire off, go replace it, get a new one.
Yes.
Shed the dead weight. We don't have no time for dead weight in 2022. Getting ready to roll into 2023. We want positivity. We want to be able to navigate as we elevate without the dead weight.
Yes. Amen.
Amen. Can I get an amen?
Amen, girl. And you know what? That all sums it up right there.
That sums it up.
That sums it up right there. You just want to leave space for more opportunities and more people to come into your life that can help you on your new chapter as you travel, as you elevate into your rich being.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is what all Rich Talk is about.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're always going to give you tools and things to talk about and things to think about as you continue to listen.
All right, and when we come back, We will continue our discussion on the importance of shedding dead weight. And you're listening to Rich Talk with Chari G. I'm your host, Chari. You're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. We'll be right back after the break.
Check it out.
Hi everyone. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook at WDRB Media and follow us on Instagram at WDRB Media Radio
for all your updates, information, and inspiration.
You're listening to WDRB Media, the voice of the community.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app and through iHeartMedia. You're listening to Rich Talk with Chari G, and I'm your host, as always, Chari. If you're just tuning in, we were discussing the importance of shedding dead weight. And our sponsor for this episode is going to be House of Silk, specializing in aesthetics. You can follow them on Instagram at HAUS_OFSILK. And joining us in the studio today is my co-host, Dira. And we're going to jump right on into our next topic of shedding dead weight. What does removing the dead weight feel like?
It feels like a sigh of relief. It feels like waking up in the morning and being able to breathe in fresh air. The stress, the worry, the emotional labor is all gone. That's what it feels like. You know you cut somebody off and your day seems a little bit brighter. You know what I'm saying? You have less calls that make you kind of antsy.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like you're stepping into your new role.
Yeah.
Nothing holding you back, nothing tugging you. It feels like freedom.
Being able to, like you say, wake up and feel refreshed, that you're not carrying dead weight, other people's baggage, other people's problems. It just feels like a new, fresh start.
Yeah.
A new, fresh start.
Yeah, and me, I'm an empath. So when I have too many people who are leaning on me, it kind of weighs me down a lot. So, being able to cut ties with people or the people who are dragging me down, it's something that is vital to me, because I will definitely get stuck in a state of I have to come to somebody else's rescue, and then I stop paying attention to the things that serve me and the things that I need, so I can give all my energy to them.
Yeah.
And you definitely want to make sure that you make time for yourself and you put yourself first, because at the end of the day, this is your life. And the dead weight is not there to help you. The dead weight is there to slug you down.
Hold you back.
Yes.
Hold you back. Stop you from flourishing to your full butterfly potential.
The butterfly.
The butterfly. Like, cut that tire off, girl. Cut them people off. Cut that dead weight off, because in the end, it does feel better. It does feel better when you can live your life fully for you and not have to worry about getting a phone call about somebody else's problems or getting a phone call about somebody else's business. You are just able to just release and let it go.
And handle your business.
Yeah. From the very start of the day to the very end of the day, it's about you and you making the best of your day and allowing time and allowing space for you to focus on yourself. So when you cut the dead weight off, it really does just feel like a big weight has been lifted. So I believe that's when your blessings start flowing in.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
That's when your blessings start flowing in. That's when God's showing you, like, let me prepare your table for you. You got it. Like, you got it. You know what you need to do. Let me go ahead and kick you up a notch. Let me take you to the next level. Let me elevate you real quick. Let me show you what you was missing out on while you were helping everybody else with their problems, while you were helping everybody else with their drama. Let me show you. Let me help you reach your full potential. And I do feel like once that dead weight is severed, you will begin to live and get your blessings in your true self, you know?
Yes.
So it's very important to shed dead weight. It really is.
And it feels better, you know? You'll have more productive days. You know what I'm saying? You'll have more restful nights. You know, putting your mind at ease is one of the most important things to have, that peace of mind, you know? And when you're clouded with all these other issues that has nothing to do with you, you know, sometimes that kind of gets you off track. And like we said, we want to stay on track. We want to get to our rich talk, our rich being, you know, and we can't do that if we're still worrying about other people's issue.
Yeah, definitely. Worrying about other people's issue can get you into a whole world of trouble, a whole world of hurt, just a whole world of confusion that you don't even need. Like, don't bring that in my life.
Right. Now you walking around looking like grumpy old miss.
Yeah, don't bring that in my life.
Issues.
Yeah, don't bring that in my life. I'm trying to live positive. I'm trying to live peaceful. I'm trying to live powerful. That's the real pushing P.
Yes.
Like pushing P.
Push
like
that P.
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to elevate. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to be a better me. I want to be better than I was last week. I want to be better than I was last year. I want to elevate. So when I cut that dead weight off, it just makes me feel like a superhero. Like I can do anything. I don't have to worry about nothing other than myself. I can pour into myself and allow myself time to grow and just, you know, be who I strive to be.
Right, because you think about it, when you're holding on to that dead weight, and you're holding on to these other issues, it will have you making the wrong decisions.
Yes.
Based off of what somebody else needs, you know? And now you're sitting here figuring out, like, why the hell you can't pay your rent because you done gave your friend $300 and she ain't paid you back and none of that. Like, it's crazy. People who are dead weight, they don't care about what you got going on. They're not sympathetic. Like I said, they're not sympathetic of your problems or what you got going on. They only want what you can give them. And so now when you cut them off, you'll have more freedom to do what you want to do. You can take care of your business the way you need to take care of. And you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I can't do this for me because this person needs my assistance. Or I can't go here because if I go here, then they'll want to come with me and they can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't afford it or whatever the case may be. And then
that just goes back to I deeply believe that everybody is not going to be able to come along with you for your ride. Some people going to get left behind. Some people that you're going to bring with you. But in the end, everybody is not always going to be in your corner there to support you for your ride. So when you finally cut those people, those family members, those friends, those neighbors, those acquaintances, when you can finally sever those ties and pour into yourself, it's the best, man.
Man, I'm just thinking about a couple years ago when I was working at this store, and I had a coworker that always needed a ride home. And you know, the first time you give them a ride, cool. The second time you give them a ride, now they starting to change your schedule to make sure they get to work. And now they trying to get off early so you can take me home because I get off at 2:00. And I'm like, get off early? That means there's less money in my check. Man, I'm telling you, that one time where I decided, you know what, I'm going to say no. I was so happy driving home, girl. I had my music playing, girl. I was so happy driving home, like, yes, I could get rid of this person, you know what I'm saying? Those dead weight people, they are a burden to you.
Yeah.
You know, and you know that because when they're not around, you're happy. When they're not around, you feel lighter, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I feel like everybody can relate to that. Everybody had a coworker that was like, let me bum a ride, and never gave you no gas money or nothing.
Yes.
Like,
never gave you no gas money. You done gave them 30 rides and you ain't got $20 from this person.
Okay.
That's dead weight. Which brings us to cut it off and keep it off.
Okay.
Once you cut it off, it's no bringing it back. It's no bringing it back. You have to be willing to shake it off, keep it off. Don't look back. Only look forward, move forward. If it's meant for us to reconnect, rekindle. If it's meant for you to get back in my car again, it'll happen. It's not, it's not.
Right.
Let bad guns be bad guns. You know, you can't bring it back once it's done, because if it's done, it means it was a reason for it to be done. It was meant for those ties to be cut off. So when you cut it off, you got to keep it off, man.
Yeah, and you know, I know everybody has that one friend where it's just like, but they need me, but they need me.
Yeah.
They don't need you, child. They do not need you. They're going to go bum off of their next friend.
Yes.
You know, if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else. So why let it be you when you don't have to deal with that?
Yep. You definitely right about that. You definitely right. They don't need you. They just like the fact that you're there. You're convenient when they want to. Yeah, when they need a little bit of conveniency. When you know, let me call Chari, or let me call Dira. I know it's convenient for me right now. I know they're gonna make sure I'm good. So when you cut it off, you just gotta leave it off.
Yeah, and I know it's hard because, you know, we all been through those situations where it's that one person where you know they're not good for you.
And you just can't cut them off.
But you just can't go. You keep going back to them and you always end up feeling the same way. Nothing ever changes.
Yeah. And not only just friends, and relationships too. Like those happen to be one of the worst, in my opinion. That just happens to be one of the worst, when you know somebody's not good for you and you know they dead weight and they just riding along on your coattail. Oh, that's the worst in a relationship. Good thing I don't have those problems, but it's happened before. I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to that.
We have seen it. Everybody got a sister, brother, cousin, friend that you know the person they with is no good for them. You know what I'm saying? They done stole their light. They not even happy no more when they come around. Every time they come around, they complaining about their significant other. It's because they need to cut them off.
Draining their energy, They can't fully be themselves. Yeah, that dead weight in a relationship, that's a lot of baggage to take on. That's a lot of baggage, especially when you trying hard to save that relationship. You trying hard to breathe life into that relationship. And when it just don't work, it just don't work. And
it goes right back to what we said about being able to reciprocate the same energy that I give to you. And you know it's not working when you try time and time again and you keep coming up with the same outcome. It's always you get the short end of the stick and they get everything that they want.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. So cut that dead weight off. It is going to make you feel so much better. You have more time for yourself. Everybody says, oh, well, I get lonely, or you might get sad, or you might miss your friend. That's normal. We're human. You know what I'm saying? You're going to miss that person. But then you got to think about what's best for you.
Yes.
What's best for you? Is being with this person or being around this person, is this helping you get to where you want to be at? No, it's not.
Yep.
Let it go and make room for someone else to come into your life and change your perspective and be able to build with.
And piggybacking off of what you said about loneliness, being alone, feeling alone. Like in the beginning, when I cut ties off, I do think that is a major part. Sometimes I feel alone, like, oh, I really miss this person. Oh, I remember this good time that we had together. And it's just all of these memories. And if you're not strong enough, you'll subject yourself to reversing the cutoff. Like, you know, I miss them so much. I just got to reach out to them. I just got to talk to them. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you really absolutely needed to talk to them, they wouldn't be dead weight. They wouldn't be cut off today. So overcoming the loneliness, I think that is one of the first steps to cutting someone off and really knowing that, hey, this is, it's the end. Mm-hmm. You know, so once you can overcome that loneliness,
you in the game.
You in the game, girl.
Yeah.
You are in the game. Once you get over that loneliness, it just makes you feel like there's nothing else you can conquer. Because if I can get over being lonely and thinking about you 24/7, I'm doing a good job. I done did my part. You know, let's move on. Mm-hmm. So after the break, we'll continue our discussion on shedding the dead weight. You're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. The only station giving you double the information and inspiration. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, be sure to connect with us on Facebook at WDRB Media and follow us on Instagram at WDRBmedia.radio
for double the information and inspiration.
The voice of the community. Voice of the community.
All right, guys, welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app and through iHeartRadio. You're listening to Rich Talk with Chari G, and as always, I'm your host, Chari. And if you're just tuning in, we are discussing shedding that dead weight. And today, our sponsors are House of Silk. You can look them up on Instagram at HAUS_OFSILK. Joining us in the studio today is my co-host, Dara, and we're going to pick right back up where we left off. And now we're going to be talking about having second thoughts about cutting those ties. What do you think about that? You ever had second thoughts cutting off ties with someone?
Yeah, definitely. It goes down to, like, you can't cut somebody off just the first time they mess up. You know, you got to look for the pattern. Because like I said, everybody that isn't supporting you right now or right at this instant or right with this one venture that you're going through, that doesn't mean they're dead weight. You know, you got to look for the pattern. You got to look for the nuances that they show you. It won't always be the first time or the second time. But as time grows, you'll start to make a mental record of, you know, how they're making you feel.
It'll seem more like a habit.
Mm-hmm. And how they're making you feel. Once you start feeling like you don't even want to tell them about what you got going on or the good things in your life, that's how you know.
Mm-hmm. And then a lot of people, I hear, they say I'm a little crazy when I say that it doesn't matter who you are or what ties you hold to me. If I have to cut you off, I'm going to cut you off. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't matter if you're my uncle, cousin, sister, brother, friend. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are not, like I said, bringing in positivity to my life, or you're not there for me like I am for you, or it's always you want a handout for something, and, you know, it's just, it doesn't matter who you are.
Right, because it's not always friends or significant others. Sometimes it can be family. Sometimes you have a family member that's not open-minded to what you're trying to present to them.
Yes.
Or they don't believe in you, or they feel like because they never done anything that you will never have the potential to do anything either.
Yes.
Sometimes the first toxic people in your life is going to be your family because they're the closest to you. Yeah. And so, you know, of course you want to always respect your family, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, sometimes you got to distance yourself and love them from afar. Yeah.
And sometimes that's the only way that you will be able to have a healthy relationship with those family members. If you are dealing with them from a distance, like, hey, you know, we not really on common ground right now. Like, you know, I got to distance myself. I still love you. I wish you nothing but the best. I want all the blessings to rain down upon you. But right now, for my mental state and where I'm at, I just rather keep it at a distance. You know, no love lost. I don't hate you. I want to see you flourish. But right now, we're not clicking. We're not, you know.
And sometimes it's not an exact cut off. Sometimes you just got to cut your time with them short.
Yes.
You know, you might have that one drunk uncle that you know as soon as he get a little drink in him, he gonna start some mess, and it's gonna be a headache, and the family gonna start fighting. So you already know, get in and get out. Speak to everybody. Hey y'all, I'm here for the celebration. Da 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 da. Happy birthday or whatever. And then they cut the cake and you get your slice and you go home.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing, when it comes down to like those family members that you may not want to cut off, but you know eventually it's coming. Like, you may have that one cousin that can never seem to be happy for you, or you know, or they always want to compare what you doing to what they're doing, and what they're doing is always better than what you're doing. They can't be happy for you because you doing something at this time that they might not be doing, or you know, it's just always like a competition.
Oh, you just hit the nail on the head, girl. The competition. Secret competition within people that you think is supposed to be all lovey-dovey, and a little bit of them is envious of what you got going on.
Yes. And that goes for family members, friends, all of that. Like, that is a big problem, I feel, within our community.
Definitely.
Like, a lot of people can't fully be happy for other people because they see it as, they showboating. No, I'm not showboating. I want to broadcast my victories. I want to let everybody know God brought me from here to here. I want to let everybody know that I'm elevating. It's not that I'm bragging. I want to share my good news with you. You know, I want to share my good news. I want you to know what I got going on. I want you to be happy for me. You know, the same way that I would be happy for you. But when you are in secret competition with someone, it'll never be that. It'll never be that. It's always, you always going to be looked at as, you think you bigger than me, or you think you doing something. You ain't doing nothing that I can't do. Well, if I'm doing something that you can't do, get up and show me that you can do it. You know?
Right. And it's so sad to see, and it's so hurtful, because you would expect people who saw you from your humble beginnings to be the biggest cheerleaders for you, you know, and sometimes they are your worst enemies. Sometimes they try to do things in the background to try to hinder you moving forward. And, you know, once you see that, once you understand that, distance yourself, cut them off
all the way.
Because if you don't start now, as you go forward, it's going to be way more harder for you to get where you need to go.
Yep.
Because you always have that one person around that's whispering in everybody's ear.
Yep.
You know, you always got that hating cousin. I always want to show that embarrassing baby picture.
Okay.
Like, you know, like we all grew up together. We was all sleeping on grandma's floor at one time.
Yeah, and a lot of family members as well. You know, we've been touching on a lot of friends, but like you said, family can sometimes be the start of it all. You know, that's where you see the first little bit of jealousy, you know, and stuff like that. So I'm a firm believer of, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah.
You know,
no matter who you are.
If you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, a couple months ago, me and my mom was talking, and I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but I was telling her, hey, it doesn't matter if that person is such and such to you. It doesn't matter. If they're not treating you how you supposed to be treated, or they're not showing you the love and the respect that you deserve, cut them off. It doesn't matter if you've known this person your whole life. It doesn't matter if you've known this person for 2 weeks. You know, it doesn't matter if, regardless of whether it's family, friends, or whoever, nobody is immune from getting cut off when you're sucking the energy out of my life and you're becoming dead weight. I don't hesitate to cut you off. You know, it's no hard feelings. It's just, like we've been saying, I can't get and reach my full potential carrying dead weight.
And to go off of that, you know, I had a similar conversation with my mama.
It's hard raising these mamas out here.
I'm telling you, but it's like, you know, sometimes you do things looking for approval or looking for that congratulatory celebration from the people you love. And so you do all of this to try to get that. And then when you don't get it, you feel like, oh, well, maybe what I did is not enough. No, what you did was amazing. If they can't appreciate that for you, oh, well. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate for yourself. Go buy yourself a cake.
Yeah.
You know, go take yourself out on a date. Go do something for yourself to make yourself feel good, because every victory is a victory, no matter how big or how small. Every little thing that you do that you put your mind to and you work hard for, that's something to celebrate. So whether or not you present that to somebody else and they just can't accept it, or they try to talk down on you, okay, instead of looking for approval and trying to keep, you know what I'm saying, trying to prove yourself to this person, you've already done enough for you.
Yep.
Be happy for you, love you, and keep going hard for you. And you're going to get exactly where you need to go to. Sometimes you need to be your best cheerleader.
Yep.
You can't always look for that in other people.
Yep. And that's when it comes to managing people's access to you, and in so many ways having your guard up. That plays a big role in what we're talking about today, because you have to manage what you allow people to have access to. You know, everybody shouldn't have access to everything that's going on in your life. You know, you have certain people that you can tell this to, and you have certain people that you can tell that to. You know, you can't tell this person this. You know, you can't tell that person that. You have to manage how you allow people to access you. You have to put your guard up when you feel like things are getting a little shaky. You know, and seeing this multiple times, it's not hard to realize when you need to put your guard up with someone. It's not hard to realize how much access you have to allow someone in your life. It's not hard to notice that when you've seen it. Like you said, it may not be the first time. It may not even be the 10th time. And a lot of times you already know, but you're just in denial. You know, you already know, and it's like you done sat back with yourself and you done said this numerous of times. This person means me no good. This person does not support me. This person does not cheer me on. Why is this person not giving me the love that I'm giving them? It's not hard to realize it once you've seen it. It's just hard to accept it.
Yes, the acceptance part is hard. And like you said, you have to know, I guess, who you know is going to help you celebrate this. You know, we see on social media all the time birthday dinners and engagement parties and stuff. Everybody that's in your life is not at that table.
Yep.
The people that you know is going to bless your relationship or bless your life as your birthday celebration or be happy for your promotion at your job, those are the people that you invite to your table. And it kind of comes natural after a while, once you kind of understand people's characteristics. Once you've already seen, oh, well, the last time I told you something you wasn't happy about it. The last time I invited you out, you didn't come, so I'm not going to invite you this time. People will start categorizing themselves. It'll kind of make it easier for you.
Yep, it makes it very easy for you to manage how much access you give them. That is, I believe that.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly, I do believe that. People make it very, very easy for you.
And it's okay to love people from a distance, or, you know, maybe wait a little bit longer until you're fully into your new role before you let them know that's the role you're going into.
Or just seeing them change. Like you say cut it off and keep it off. But I would like to see someone I cut off maybe show me a little bit of change. Not saying that I can go back and I can deal with you like I used to. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to see you maybe change, see you elevate, see you realize, like, I may have not been the best friend, or I may not have been the best cousin, the best uncle. I would love to see that. And that just shows growth.
Yes. And I would like to just say, like, It's not always it doesn't always have to be hostile, you cutting them off. It doesn't always have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be an argument. It doesn't have to be any kind of action. It can just be, hey, I'm going to just fall back from you for a little bit. And if they never reach out to you, they didn't really, they didn't really see value in the relationship anyway.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so people will really cut themselves off, really. It doesn't have to be harsh, or it doesn't have to be any ill intent, ill feelings. I could still care about you. I could still love you.
I
could still want the best from you. But us together at this moment of time is just not working. Sometimes we can't always occupy the same space. And so that's something that you have to realize and that you have to, think about as you go forward.
Yep. And on that note, after the break, we'll continue our discussion on shedding dead weight. And you're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
Check it out. Hi everyone. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook
at WDRB Media
and follow us on Instagram at WDRBmediaRadio
for all your updates, information, and inspiration.
You're listening to WDRB Media, the voice of the community.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app and through iHeartRadio. You're listening to Rich Talk with Chari G. And as always, I'm your host, Chari. If you're just tuning in, we've been discussing shedding dead weight. And our sponsor for tonight will be House of Silk. You can find them on Instagram at HAUS_OFSILK. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into our next topic of the day, which is allowing room for growth and healing after you shed that dead weight.
Yeah, so you have to give yourself time to open back up, because after you shed that dead weight, the natural response is for you to close yourself off and to be like, I don't want any more friends, or I don't want to be with anybody else, or, things of that nature. And the worst thing you can do is close yourself off, because when you're closing yourself off, you are shielding yourself and blocking your blessings from coming back into your life. And what you want to do is you want to just work with a sense of discernment. You want to open yourself up enough to figure out people before you go head over heels over them. You can't always believe what you see the first time. You got to take baby steps. And that's a part of your healing. You're going to kind of question everyone else that comes into your life, of course, naturally, because you just went through this whole shedding of dead weight, this whole removing yourself from people that you thought were in your corner. But there are a lot of people out there that will support you and that will help you onto your journey. There will be a lot of people out there that will, post your business or, talk well about you in a room of opportunity. And so you don't want to be so closed off and so hard body that you don't allow those things to happen on your behalf, because once you leave room, God is going to always fill it up. God is always going to fill you with things that you need.
That's the message.
Yes. So that's one part about it.
About the healing? Yeah. I've had to shed dead weight a lot. And with me being who I am, with me being so bubbly and understanding and forgiving and so, when I love you, I love you, So I've had to do that a lot. Naturally, people are drawn to me. Naturally, people like me, So I get a lot of people that will come into my life that, like you said, I have to figure out. And I don't ever want to be so closed off to where I'm closing myself off from someone that could potentially come in and do everything that I haven't been getting from the dead weight that I've cut off before, So I just sometimes have to sit back and allow myself to heal, to get over things that I feel may have broken me or may have downed my spirits. And I admit it's not always easy to grow and heal after you've been in a situation like that, but nonetheless, you will heal. It won't hold. You won't even be thinking about it a month, 2 months from now. You won't even be thinking about it. It's gonna be like water under a bridge. It'll been done passed you by. You on to something else now. Hey, they not here no more. Okay, you just gotta give yourself the proper time to heal and allow yourself to, like we said, not be so closed off that you could potentially miss out on a good person.
I think the first thing to do is, of course, take your time, but never stay in that mindset. Never stay in that sad place or that lonely place. Yeah. Because just going off of me, I've definitely had a point in time where I went through a bad breakup, or I realized that I was losing a close friend, and I was sad about it, cry about it. You feel some type of way. You might feel angry at one point. You might feel sad at one point. You might feel resentment for even allowing yourself to get to that point where you're letting someone drag you down. But then you have to think about it as, this is something I needed to learn. Because whether or not you understand it at that moment of time, there were red flags that you ignored. And you and I, we always say this. Sometimes we ignore these red flags, and God tells us, I'm going to show you. If you don't listen, I'm going to show you. And then sometimes he got to drag us by our kneecaps. Yes. Sometimes he got to kick us in the back. Like, hey, you didn't want to listen. I'm going to show you the hard way.
Let me bring you here. Let me bring you here. Because I've been giving you all the signs. I've been telling you everything you've needed to know. You have not taken the hint. Let me knock you down to here. I'm going to build you back up. But for right now, I got to show you where I have to bring you to elevate you where I'm trying to get you going.
Right.
And
one thing I've noticed is none of those situations ever stopped me from being who I am and being where I needed to be.
Yep.
Because as soon as that dead weight shut it off of me, as soon as I got rid of those bad friends and that bad boyfriend or those family members who didn't believe in me, I started flourishing. I started being able to present myself, and just off the strength of who I am and my aura, people started levitating and people started wanting to put me in positions to win. And if I would have kept the spirit of everybody is against me, no one is real, everybody is fake, I would never be where I'm at right now.
Yep.
One thing about God is he has never dragged you down so far where you can't come back up. He will always provide a way. So you got to just keep your eye on the prize, keep looking through that tunnel to that light, and keep striving to be the best person that you can be.
Yep. That's absolutely right. God is not going to give you more than what you can handle. Right. So at that time, you may feel like, oh, I just cut this person off. I just cut this person off. I just cut that person off. Oh, what am I going to do with myself? God going to show you. He going to show you. I done showed you that this need to be removed from your life. Let me elevate you. Let me give you a master plan. We got new things in the horizon. Like we doing new things. We moving forward. We got a lot to cover. Let me bring you here. Let's get this going. So it's all about allowing yourself time to heal and knowing that God got you.
Right. And sometimes you got to go through those hardships to change your mindset.
Yep.
Because you get so caught up in everything else that's going around that you're not focusing on yourself. And so once that dead weight gets up off of you, you'll have more time to focus on yourself and to really dig deep and be like, you know what is it that I'm supposed to be doing?
What's my purpose?
What is my purpose? What did I say that I wanted to do 2 years, 3 years ago that I never got started on because I was so busy chasing after this person, chasing after that person, looking for approval for this person, wondering if this person is going to judge me or not.
And you want to know something? Touching on something that we've talked about numerous of times that we always go back to. Last year, our spirits were so broken. So broken. Because we were giving our 100% all to something that we believed in, and then in the end to get it shoved in our face. We were so broken. We were so broken because at that time, our blinders was on. That's what we felt like we needed to be.
We gave our 100% focus on that one thing that we just knew was going to work out.
And we lost sleep. We lost friends. I had times where me and my fiance would be at it because I'm out pursuing this dream. And I'm so focused on this dream that everything we had planned for ourselves, we couldn't even focus on. And so we were brought so far down, not in life, but in spirit.
Yes.
So our spirits were so broken that the only thing we could do is heal and move forward and allow God to elevate us. And we haven't missed a beat since.
We haven't. And you know what it was? And a lot of people can kind of, resonate with this. We were putting our 100% all in someone else's dream.
Yep.
Because we are those kind of people that if we believe in your vision and we want to see you succeed and we want to be a part of something great, we're the type of people we're gonna feed into your energy. We're gonna give you what you need. We're gonna help you elevate because we're good friends, because we're good people, because we're the type of people that you want to take with you on the road. A lot of people will listen to you. Oh, that's what you want to do. Okay, cool. Let me know when it's finished and I'll come support you then. They don't want to be
putting in the blood, sweat, and tears.
They don't want to be shooting with you in the gym, And the fact that we really stopped what we were doing, stopped everything that we were doing, restless nights, having to take our time for somebody else's dream. And we were this close to getting there. But you know what? Something wasn't right about it. And we felt it and we talked about it. And at one point, we believed in the dream and we were more focused on the dream than the actual person who dreamed it was.
Yep.
Girl, now that I think about it, that was the dead weight.
Yep.
Because actually, we started something that was great. We didn't know our full potential, but because we were invested, we kind of got there a little bit. And so when that kind of broke off, yes, we were down in spirit, like, dang, that didn't really happen, and we really wish that it could have. But then we started thinking, we can do this on our own. And so we started doing things on our own to elevate ourselves, and now look at us.
Yep, now look at us. All right, you guys, so that concludes tonight's discussion on shedding dead weight. I want to thank today's guest, Dira, for being my co-host.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, girl, anytime. And thank you for everyone tuning in. Continue to tune in every Tuesday at 12 a.m. Please remember to connect with me by going to WDRBmedia.com. Click on the radio shows tab and go to the Rich Talk with Chari page. Also, if you want to be a guest on the show or want free advertising, call me at 803-616-4870 or email me at charigriffin@icloud.com. You've been listening to Rich Talk with Chari G, and I'm your host, Chari, on WDRB, the voice of the community, for double the information and inspiration. Until next week, continue to be blessed. And as always, remember to navigate as you elevate.
I said you gon' tell the world they flawed you. Thankful for when you're nauseous. You're a good girl, but you're naughty. Don't you never miss out on Pilates. I let you stunt legs to Bugatti. Damn God bless you with a body. Men cheat, girls they cheat.